explore the darkest stories that have shocked the world. Today, we journey into the chilling history of Richard Biegenwald, the notorious thrill killer of New Jersey. From a troubled childhood to a life of heinous crimes, Biegenwald left a trail of fear and terror that haunted the Jersey Shore for years. Join us as we unmask the life of one of the most infamous serial killers in American history. Richard Biegenwald's story begins in Staten Island, New York, where he was born in 1940. From an early age, it was evident that his life would take a dark turn. By the time he was just 5 years old, his mother recognized behavioral issues, and soon he was sent to psychiatric hospitals. Biegenwald's upbringing was marked by neglect, instability, and early signs of violent tendencies. He experienced physical abuse at home, and his troubled family life only worsened his condition. By the age of 11, Biegenwald had committed arson and attempted theft. His growing fascination with danger, coupled with a lack of any meaningful intervention, created a young man predisposed to violence. It wasn't long before he took his first steps toward a life of crime. At the age of 18, Biegenwald committed his first murder, shooting and killing a store owner during an armed robbery in Bayonne, New Jersey. He was caught, convicted of the crime, and sentenced to life in prison. However, by the mid-1970s, Biegenwald was paroled, and his life outside of prison only grew more sinister. He moved to Asbury Park, where he developed a fascination with weapons and explosives. He began to accumulate an arsenal of guns, knives, and explosives, tools that would soon be used to carry out a series of senseless killings. By the early 1980s, Biegenwald was on a killing spree that left at least 6 confirmed victims dead, though it is suspected that there may have been many more. His crimes were particularly chilling due to their randomness. Biegenwald had no specific target demographic. He killed women, men, and teenagers. He thrived on the thrill of violence, earning his infamous nickname, the Thrill Killer. His victims were often lured by promises of drugs, or under the guise of friendly encounters, only to be met with brutal violence. Biegenwald's arrest came in January 1983, after a tip-off led the police to investigate his residence. What they discovered inside was chilling: firearms, drugs, and remains of explosives. Perhaps most damning was the discovery of a secret room in his house, a makeshift torture chamber. He had been meticulous in covering his tracks, but the sheer number of his victims eventually led to his downfall. Authorities discovered the remains of multiple victims buried in his backyard and at other locations. Biegenwald's associate, a man named Darren Fitzgerald, eventually cooperated with the authorities, providing crucial information that led to the discovery of more victims and further evidence. The trial of Richard Biegenwald was highly publicized, drawing in attention from across the country. His cold demeanor in the courtroom, coupled with his apparent lack of remorse, painted the picture of a true psychopath. Biegenwald's defense tried to argue insanity, but the jury wasn't swayed. In 1984, Richard Biegenwald was convicted of 5 counts of murder and sentenced to death. However, due to numerous appeals, he managed to avoid execution and ultimately died of natural causes in 2008 while still on death row. He remained an enigma, a chilling reminder of the evil that can lurk in the most unexpected places. Richard Biegenwald's reign of terror left an indelible scar on New Jersey. For the residents of the Jersey Shore, his crimes shattered the peaceful image of their communities. Many still remember the fear that gripped them during those years, a fear that the thrill killer could strike at any time with no rhyme or reason. Biegenwald's story is a dark chapter in American criminal history, highlighting the terrifying unpredictability of thrill-seeking killers, his ability to blend into his surroundings, his seemingly normal facade, and the extent of his brutality shocked not only New Jersey but the entire nation. Thank you for joining us today on the Pure Evil Network as we explored the terrifying life of Richard Biegenwald, the thrill killer of New Jersey. His story serves as a grim reminder of the unpredictability of evil, how it can lurk in our neighborhoods unnoticed until it strikes. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay updated on more stories of infamy and darkness from the Pure Evil Network. Until next time, stay safe and remember, evil can be closer than you think.